Hey guys. Um, Hello, first of all. Thank you for anyone who is going to be tuning in. I'm working on a commission today, adding Linework to it. This went really well last time I did it. I actually cut the stream a little bit short. I think I'm figuring out 3 hours of running this thing at a time is a little long, so I'm going to try and run it down to 2 hours and see how that feels. It's all experimental. Anyways, getting ready to get started adding line work, like I did with the Roland art piece I did the other day. And if any of you guys watching this want to like and subscribe or anything like that, I'm on YouTube under my username foldyfoldy1234. Also, I am on Instagram and Facebook at Art of HF, and on Instagram also as Art of HF. Just throw a like or follow my way, that'd be really cool. Just trying to build things up. And also, I have got a Twitch page, which is Heathosaurus Art, and that is HEATHASAURUS Art. Yeah, so anyways, I'm going to just keep saying to really reinforce that word because it's apparently my favorite right now. So let's boogie. I am going to start working on the line art for this sucker. Oh yeah, I've also added a handy dandy thing to my stream, top left corner, question of the day. When do you want to watch a live stream? So inevitably, the quarantine will come to a close. I will feel safe enough to return to the office and get work done, which means that I will have less free time, which means I'll probably cut streaming down to probably once a week on the weekends, potentially. So if you guys have any suggestions of when you like watching streams, please feel free to mention when that is in the comments, and I will check it out. Anywho, let's get started. Oh, hey Lily, you're being very loud with your tail hitting on the furniture in here. Oh my god, dogs, go, go! I love you, get out of here. Alright, let me see. So last time I was doing this, I had Tristan floating over my shoulder watching the stream, which is great because this is his commission. And he was giving me all sorts of inputs. So right now it's going to be white armor, gold trim on the armor, and then kind of blues and purples for the rest of it. So don't worry about this gold. I am going to make it gold colored at some point or another, but that's more in the rendering stage trick. And it's already pretty dark, so I'm just going to add light shadows to it. But for now, I need to add line work. Ooh, I'm already on the right brush. Nice. Alright, first of all, let's go ahead and add this gold line art. I feel like the line art's where Wander gets a lot of its style from. But again, I may be wrong. Maybe it's the fact that we made a animals miniature game / world. And not a lot of stuff like that has been seen. I mean, it's funny, the second we came up with Wander, it felt like all of a sudden all these like games with animal characters were in there, and I knew miniatures and stuff had existed like that for a while before we got started up with this stuff, but just kind of felt like a sudden deluge of games involving it too, which good for them. More games like that equals more games I'd want to potentially play, and totally get it. It's a fun theme. Let me see if I can get a straight line here. Also, streaming is really funny in the sense that I'm playing music via YouTube, which is copyright free, and then Facebook's like, I don't know about that. Ermiger, straight lines. Oh, that may make an ugly tangent, but it's okay. We can deal with it. One viewer on Facebook. Nice. I really hope it's not just me. Oh, two of you. Woo. Yeah, one of them might be me. Whatever. I don't want a dishonest view. Yep. You know what? I'll move that line out of the armor, the white armor. Let me see. Another straight line, probably to the left. Yep. A little tiny bit off. I'll get you. Okay. Cool thing is, I've been drawing a lot recently, so the line work stage of this should go pretty smooth instead of me being a neurotic mess about it. I've been drawing characters like this for a number of years now, and every now and then, if I haven't been drawing for a while, I kind of get caught up in the overall, or I kind of like lose my touch, I think is what I'm trying to say. But seems to be going pretty well right now, so I will continue. Look at the armor there. By the way, we're at a time of the year, well, with all the corona stuff happening right now, we're at a time of the year where things are going to start slowing down. So I'm probably going to be a little bit more open to doing commissions and stuff. If anyone's interested, I'll let you know. If anyone's already reached out to me about this kind of stuff, I will talk to you absolutely. I know there's a few people who are interested already, so I'll try and talk to you guys soon. Actually, that doesn't make any sense with how the armor is designed, so I need to do a quick little adjustment here. Oh boy. There we go. That makes more sense. You know, in the rendering stage, I may actually delete out some of these lines just because it may kind of get in the way of rendering, trying to do what I want to do. Oh, fun fact too, since I've been doing a lot more acrylic painting, which again, you guys can check out on Instagram. And I'll start loading them up to Art of HF too on Facebook. Art of HF on Instagram. Boom. Plugged. Since I'm doing more of that stuff, I found something really interesting. Over the past day or two, I've been actually struggling really hard on the current piece I'm working on. It is basically I'm doing a series of paintings as the Wanderers as little kids, but like in contemporary times. So it's like Roland, Ibexus, Tank, Kira, and Finn, but they're all like 90s kids. Basically, I remember when I was a kid in the 90s, back in the ancient times. You know, we used to run around, and my friends and I literally had a game called Let's Use Our Imagination. It was adorable as it was ridiculous. So the idea is that these Wanderers are little kids, like when I grew up, and they're running around in a yard and they're playing with sticks, weapons, you know, like basically Tank's got a giant piece of rebar and cement, and that's a hammer, or Roland's got some wooden things that he made himself in a garage, and that's his giant two-handed sword, his little chopper or side sword. The idea is like they're imagining themselves as these like epic heroes. Well, I'm on the third set of the series. I'm doing 5 total. And I was working on Ibexus, and I rediscovered that yellow is not an easy color to work with. So the idea is it's like the kids are in full color and their imaginations are monochromatic. Well, man, when I went full monochromatic yellow for Ibexus, oof, that was tough. I actually had to stop and paint over it and switch to yellow just because, or not yellow, purple, because yellow was just too difficult. It was like when you used a highlighter in elementary school, and you know, that sucker gotten a little bit of permanent black marker and it just got wrecked. That's what it felt like. But yeah, I was struggling with that thing for so long. I mean, to the point that I was kind of neurotic about it yesterday. And the good news is that I think I got it to a point where I'm happy with it. And I'll show that off on social media at some point or other here. But for now, a little bit more important to get the commission done. Ooh, that's a tangent too. Man, tangents for days on this piece, but giant suits of armor, there's going to be overlapping lines. Totally cool. For anyone tuning into the stream, thanks for watching. You guys are awesome. Feel free to comment, post, ask questions, whatever. This stage of the drawing is pretty mechanical, so I'm very capable of answering questions. Also, it's cute. Every time my dogs hear me talking, they wander in and they're like, "What's up? What's happening?" What they sound like in my head. Panicked, confused, as we all are, in varying degrees. looks good. Oh man, progress. Actually, I wanna put that there. A bit of a thicker outline to the bottom of this. Right. Actually, you know, since this is overlapping, I'm gonna do a little tweak to make it less aggressive. Nice. Ooh. Also, feel free to leave a comment. Let me know what you guys would like to see me draw or do. What I'd like to do is be able to start like opening this up to fan suggestions. People suggestions. See what they would like to see. Because, you know, I was trying to get back into it and I'm fine. I kind of just wanted to draw what I wanted to draw, but now I'm back into it. Get my skills back up to snuff. Pretty sure I can draw anything, so let me know what you guys want. If you have any fun ideas, I'm more than happy to listen to them. But until then, I've got plenty of ideas myself. Also, if any of you guys have Disney Plus, guess what? Great way to handle the quarantine right now is to do a Marvel movie marathon. My wife and I are doing it, and it is awesome. We're having a blast watching all the way through. And it's funny, when you watch them back to back, there's a ton of stuff I didn't realize. Like, I didn't realize that the guy that was the general in the Hulk movie is now became the Secretary of Defense in Captain America Civil War. I thought that was wild. Also, there's a lot of tie-ins to a lot of different things. Like, they've thought that thing out. I'm waiting for one of my friends to start screaming that I'm a Marvel fanboy or something. I know it's coming. Well, if they're watching, they would. I'm just kidding. They may watch. I don't blame them. They have jobs. In the middle of the afternoon. Most people are probably working. I'm probably just doing this to give myself an excuse to talk through the entire time. I used to be a talker. Back in my younger days, it's definitely a wallflower. And then I grew a spine. I still have a little bit of a hard time talking about things I'm passionate about, but that's just because I grew up and got made fun of for being a nerd all the time. It made it a little uncomfortable to talk about that nerdy thing you love so much, because someone's probably going to make fun of it. A little bit easier nowadays. There's just online communities for online communities for basically every single type of nerd that exists out there, and that's a beautiful thing. I think that's been the biggest bummers about this convention season going down, is that a lot of people don't get many opportunities to meet up with their nerdy friends. A lot of them have online friendships, or you know, it's the kind of thing where a convention, everyone's going to go, everyone knows they're there to be nerds, so you can be comfortable being one. That's a beautiful thing. It doesn't matter how cringy you may consider your nerdiness to be, there's someone out there who's gone to a convention dressed as your character that you love so much, which is pretty cool. Ultimate dream one day, someone dress up like one of the Wanderers. Well, actually, that may cause some mild confusion issues, but we'll do it. Man, I am just racing along here. That's cool, as they should be. I've been doing this for a little while. We'll stick this in here. Yeah. There we go. Just checking. For a second I was looking at my color and going, this looks really dark. But that's the beauty of this. It's adjustable. I wonder if art streamers do kind of like what they do on cooking shows. They do a little prep work ahead of time and go, all right, we're going to stick this in the oven. And this process typically takes 2 hours, but for you, bam! Pull out like a piece that's already flatted. Yeah, because laying in color just takes so long. I understand why there's like entire jobs dedicated to doing that. And I get it. Comics industry is a demanding beast. Someone could probably, if they were quick, someone could probably make really good money just flattening comics all day long. And by flattening, I mean just adding color to everything. Missing lines, it's cool. Boom. All right. guys, I need to handle something real quick. I will be right back. Okay. Sorry about that. I had to handle a little business. Alright, this looks good so far. I think I want to do a little bit of a thicker line down here just for my own sake. Yep. Ooh. Real armor's got scratches. I'm not gonna lie, I'm carving through this a lot faster than I thought I would. which is pretty cool. We may just get to some shadows today, and if we don't, that's okay too. Just happy to get some work done on a commission. That's good. Is that gonna be alright? Yeah, it should be fine. Okay. Everything's got a W on it because it stands for wander. Get it? I believe there is one of them. Pokey bits. Alright, I believe that is the gold part of the armor. Look at all the line work it needed. Let's work on this, let's work on the white. White would probably be smart to do. I'm gonna do a layer under my line art. By the way, if you guys ever want to see the layers and stuff I work on too, just feel free to say something. More than happy to produce that. Just hide it off screen because I figure it's just kind of unnecessary information. So you may notice that the white armor isn't actually white. It is pale gray blue. There's a very good reason for this. So if you're ever rendering armor, or if you're ever coloring something that's white, it's not actually white. Maybe at the strongest point of the highlight, depending on how cartoony your style is, it'll be white, but typically that's misleading. Basically, if you're going to color something white, you need to save your whitest whites for like your highlights and stuff like that, and typically that's going to be kind of difficult to hold on to. So you make it a slightly duller color or darker color, like a neutral gray or something like that, and it allows you to be able to do colors like this. And you guys will see once you get to the rendering stage. I've done it a couple times in those paintings I've been working on too. Because, you know, little kids wear white clothes a lot. Or like white t-shirts with basic printing and patterns and stuff on them, so. You'll see when I get to the coloring stage. Well, not coloring, rendering stage, that's right. I don't even know what I'm doing anymore. Alright, let's boogie. And honestly, I'll probably darken up this armor line too. It's going to be a little light, but I can adjust. I like the super emotional, inspirational music. You know, totally appropriate for doing art. You know, the more I've been, you know, I used to listen to music when I was doing art, but the more I realize is I can't listen to intense stuff like I used to. I used to listen to freaking metal for days. I'm actually gonna make a quick adjustment on the base art here. Boom. I used to listen to a lot more intense stuff, and that stuff's great, but typically nowadays I'm trying to listen to something a little bit more calming. Life's stressful enough, man. I don't need it in my music and when I'm doing art. Sure, there's a lot of people that agree with me. I also know there's people that work with like coffee and death metal, and that's their jam. What's good for them? Got a family history of blood pressure issues, so probably gonna stay away from that for myself. That was my ankle. No panic. It pops like a shotgun cocking, and a little disconcerting. Even white space to render here? A little bit. Okay. This looks like a great opportunity. Sorry, I make weird noises. It's part of the process. I don't just do this with art, I do it at home too. Definitely make old man noises when I get up from the chair. Always fun. Figured out that's how most of my friendships work, is I just make weird noises and people laugh, and then we keep going from there. Yeah, I'm gonna have to make this artwork darker. That's okay. At least we have these nice dulcet tones to keep us properly inspired. It's funny because it's like a bright sunny day, but the music I'm listening to makes it sound like it was recorded during the rain. Someone was mildly depressed. That's relaxing. I dig it. Sounds like the kind of music someone would listen to if they were reading a letter from a departed relative. I've also got to remember not to say ridiculous things like that because it may trigger someone. And that's the last thing I want to do, is make people sad. It's actually a good reminder. Yep, that's right, I'm going there. I was talking to my wife the other day. And you know, I make inappropriate jokes. If you've ever met me, this is a very true fact. Probably not the best thing ever. So, we were talking a bit about passing away and what that looks like. And, you know, I'm making jokes about like, oh, if I go down, you're going to be fine. Well, I didn't realize that's a very sensitive subject for her. And, yeah, I should not have made jokes about it. You live and you learn, though. I think that's most of the white armor done. Let me, oh. There we go. Image adjustments, hue saturation. We're going to darken this up. There we go. That looks appropriate for now. Probably change it again later. We'll see. Oh, those are my knuckles. Sorry. Hands are stiff. Let me see. What do I want to work on next? I feel like wrapping up his clothes. I'm gonna get to his his other stuff, I promise. But I'm gonna get to his clothes. Get that all wrapped up. Okay. Yay. Pants. Oh yeah, there's some down here. Just okay, pants are done. Wait, are they? That's something that bothers me. Pants, it seems, whether it's fantasy or normal, they still have to make stuff in some kind of fashion. Things have seams. By the way, I hope no one vomits from me whipping this canvas around super quick. It's just kind of how I operate. You know, this is going to be tricky. I'm trying to show in between the fingers a little bit. I think I need to do one really solid, like, finger line. It's a lot of lines, but I think it'll work. If it doesn't, I'll figure it out. Behold the mindset of an artist. It's actually pretty cool. I've been drawing just long enough to understand that if I really mess something up, I could probably fix it. I feel like that's one of the debilitating things about being an artist in the early stages is fear of messing something up, or fear of not doing something right, or you've seen another artist's work and you go, oh my god, they're so good, I'll never be that good. Well, that artist didn't start amazing. I mean, if you just popped out and were like, look, I can draw photorealism, that'd be insane. Art's one of those things, you can kind of have a natural grasp for it, which is what a lot of the great people do, but truth be told, most of it is hard work, time, understanding, educating yourself, all that stuff. If you're willing to do that, if you're willing to put time and effort into it, you guys can get good. I was actually looking at one of my favorite artists in their Instagram recently, and luckily the guy's alive and he's doing really well. His name is Justin Gerard. I own a bunch of his prints. I think I went to Dragon-Con and bought like $300 worth of prints from him one time. He signed them all, which was great, and he gave me a big discount, which was cool. But he's still alive, and he's kicking, and he's doing it, and he's doing amazing work, like awe-inspiring, brain-numbing. Clearly, he's so much better than me. Like, I think I secretly wanted to be an artist like he is. Maybe not so secretly, I mean. I think originally I loved Frank Frazetta, but when I realized, you know, I'm no Frazetta. I mean, who is, right? But, no, it's one of those things that's like, I don't get upset when I see these people who are just so much better than me at this stuff. Instead, I get inspired. Because it's really cool, man. It's cool to see people who are actively doing it and growing and being better and working hard at it and doing awesome stuff. That's all I want to do for myself, is get better, make good stuff, leave a mark. I think I'm going to leave that line as is. I will, however, do this one. All I know is I'm good enough at character design and character art that people want to keep hiring me to do it, so can't be that bad, right? And one day, when I grow up, I'm 30, I'm turning 34 in a couple of months, by the way. But no, one day I will get to a state where I'm less envious and I'm more just happy doing what I want to do. And that envy is a good thing. Especially for a young artist. It's like, I wish I was that good. Why am I not that good? Can I get that good? That should be the mentality. If it's not, you're doing yourself a disservice. Behind every single really talented artist is a whole lot of work and pain. Is that all the... Nope. Missed a couple. It's fine. Also, acrylic painting has given me a really big appreciation for using black again as a color, as a contrasty thing. It's like it's been really cool. I've kind of veered away from that for the cartoony nature of what Wander and stuff looks like, but truth be told, man, it's really cool when you can use it right. And I think I am on my acrylic paintings. Again, you can check those out on Instagram, Art of HF. I'm going to load them up on Facebook too. Art of HF there again. I think you guys will dig them. Especially anyone with kids, I think you'll especially dig them. That's all I am. I'm just a grown adult trying to recapture his childhood imagination. That sounds a lot sadder than it meant it to be. Promise you, I'm not just depressed. Actually, very happy. Got married recently before the Corona stuff hit. Had a beautiful wedding. Have an incredible wife. I'm doing a lot of art. Not bad. Alright, so I think that's a white armor, and that's a brown leather straps and stuff. I think from here, I still want to keep working on this stuff. Oh yes, bicep time. Yeah. Yeah, this dude's a beefcake. Son of a... I missed one. Sneaky, sneaky leather strap. There we go. That's what I wanted. I'm actually doing pretty fine lines for this. I think for Wander, typically the lines are a little bit thicker, but again, I'm not really worried. I think as long as I'm creating the art for it, I think the Wander art should be fine. Okay, so this is an example of what happens when I just make a shot call and go, I need to adjust that. So if I take away the line work, this, now it looks like his bicep, because it absolutely needed to. I'm doing a little bit of cheating. I'm hiding his whole forearm behind here and moving his hand around in the way it shouldn't, but eh. Anyways, this has turned out cool. There's a meme of where it's Obama giving Obama a medal. That's what I feel like every single time I give myself a compliment. All right. All right. I currently have 0 viewers, which, you know what's funny? It's fine. Even if someone comes back through and watches these videos at some point or another, that'll be really cool. So if you're on YouTube and you watch these again, make some comment. I guarantee you I'll probably see it. Say something nice. Hopefully you don't say something mean. I've been tempered in the fires of running a Kickstarter, so... and having people think I'm not paying attention to comments when I absolutely am. So I've seen pretty much the majority of negative things about my art. I've also seen a lot of positive things, which are cool, so leave a positive comment. Thumbs up. That you enjoyed the stream. I'll even take constructive criticism, honestly, but yeah, man, nothing like being tempered in the fires of Kickstarter and having your art make it on the internet. Those people, some people on the interwebs can be brutal. I'm trying to think of what my most brutal design comment was. Oh yeah, all of his characters look androgynous. That was fun. It was a good day, and I think the person I was working for at the time on that project was all about gender equality, so they kind of spun it in a positive way, but still, it hurt a little. Sometimes you're not trying to draw an androgynous character, you're just struggling with the jawline. But I'll take it. Also at a time where a guy was getting really mad about me, like I was designing a vampire army. The guy got really mad at the design, and he kept saying stuff like, don't trust all this detail you put in here. It's just a distraction. Which I was like, you don't want your... This is for a tabletop war game. I was like, you don't want your miniature to have, like, cool details on it? Like, I'm so confused. It was cool too, man. It was this like bat army design I did. Like a guy had like a bat themed helmet, like vampire bat themed helmet, and a bat pauldron, and kind of had like furry capes and shoulder pads, like that big Viking like fuzzy cape and shoulder pad. I just love the idea of this like vampire army and way more brutal vampire armor that wasn't just spikes and medieval looking. It was actually like themed off of vampire bats. No, that guy just wanted a bunch of pale people in medieval armor, which I guess at that point I can't really do a lot to make that guy happy. There's a certain point where you just start designing for yourself, and if people don't like it, they don't have to buy it. I know, dramatic statement, but you know, if you don't like a thing, you can absolutely prove it by not paying money for it. Company makes a thing and you don't like it, you don't have to buy it. Oh man, I remember another time too. I designed a cheerleader for a space sports game. You know what? I didn't overly sexify her. There's kind of been a problem I've noticed in the tabletop industry. It's like, well, video games too, probably, to tell you the honest truth. Where it's like, I don't mind if a character is attractive. Like if I'm drawing a cheerleader, cheerleaders traditionally have been attractive women supporting their teams. But, you know, if I'm drawing a female clad or like a heavily armor clad like battle priestess, guess what? She may be wearing like relatively tight clothing because it makes sense for a fighter, but I'm also not going to draw her like in a metal clad bikini because whatever she's fighting is going to wreck her. Like, so I designed this cheerleader for this sci-fi sports game. And immediately it gets attacked. I mean, immediately. I have like a human design, I have an alien design, I do a couple different variations of it. And people are getting all up in arms about it being sexist, or it being this, or being that. And it's like, well, it's a cheerleader. Traditionally, they're kind of like this, and you know, people were asking to design a male cheerleader, and I was like, I would absolutely love to design a male cheerleader. That'd be a freaking awesome time. But I remember I popped in on the comments one day, and someone was asking me, I think it was a couple days after that thing had happened and calmed down, someone asked me what I thought of the cheerleader fiasco. And I said, listen, here's a picture of a Dallas Cowboys cheerleader. You'll notice that she is head to toe showing way more skin than the design I did. And that kind of silenced things for a while, which was good. Like, look, you can get as mad as you want about pretty much everything, but truth be told is that as long as I can have a decent, or make a decent argument, and we can have a conversation about it, I'll be perfectly content to talk about it. That away. Yeah, it's coming along. Yeah, this is good. God, that Cant brush, it just adds such a liveliness to it all. Although I'm already seeing spots that I missed. Oh god. Like right here. And right here. Let's see if there's any. Let me see if I can spot any other pretty big mistakes. Oop. Missed a leather bit. Let me see. Oh, I feel like this could be beefed out a little bit. Let me see where else. Hand looks pretty decent. Yeah, it's going good. All right. Oh, I remember. There's one thing I need to do. Real belts have belt loopholes. Ah, man, the Linework just has such a great way of separating things. Alright, you know what? I feel like... Let's work on the sword. Sword. Guaranteeing you. Yep. Do that. Oh, God, I keep doing it. Right. Just gonna go black, that's fine. Move that back, and let's get some Linework going. I feel like this music is someone found the answer to their life and they figured out that they were adopted by good human people, but they're actually a god. God, what though? That's the mystery. Tune in to the live stream next week to find out the answer. Clickbaity. Man, if only I had something to like give away, or I was working on something popular, this thing would explode. Oh, hey Brian, thanks for tuning in. If you're actively watching, sometimes I can't tell because the information kind of catches up to me late. But yeah, this is something I developed for Wander when I was working on it. I know typically people do the color before, or do the line art before the color, but I don't know. It's it doesn't work in digital. I think the idea is you do line work, heavy line work, and then you do the color afterwards. But honestly, I found that since I wanted to do the color hold line work, that oh, cool, very cool. Since I wanted to do the color hold line work, I found that adding color beforehand was kind of a problem. Or doing the line work beforehand is kind of a problem. If I wanted this like fun crayon-y line afterwards. Because the line work for everything, like, you know, this line work represents the yellow or the white armor, this line work represents the gold armor, you know, this is blue and darker blue, so all the line work kind of represents and outlines the color that I'm working in. So, you know, I've just started coloring this way after the fact. It's actually kind of more of a traditionalist approach to things, because I think with digital work it's so easy to do the line work and then just fill in things with color. My process probably takes me longer than it should, but that's what it is. I'll make that a little bit thinner. Otherwise, Brian, if you got any more questions or comments, just let me know. All I'm doing is rambling off here. Yeah, man, I think everyone's got their different process for doing things. I mean, I think, like, if we're talking chibis, like a lot of the stuff you do with Brian, I think a lot of the time what you can kind of get away with doing the digital line work first, kind of in a black and white sense, then adding color after the fact. Like when I did work with Super Dungeon, that's how a lot of it worked. But I think it's all very dependent. this sword looks slightly wonky. But yeah, for the wander style, I can't really pull that maneuver. Oh, the music stopped. No, I need more weird music that's sad. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Weird, sad music. Bring it. You know what? And there's nothing wrong with doing the line art before the color. Honestly, it saves you time. Then you can just do color fills in a lot of zones. Actually, working this way has been helping me a lot when I've been doing acrylic painting recently. Because I kind of fill in the color and then worry about line art after the fact. It's just different mentality. It's like, I think, specifically speaking, if I was doing more of a, because this is, there's nothing saying I couldn't do this traditionally, but if I was doing more of a full digital painting instead of less of a cartoony style, I would absolutely not even worry about line art until way after the fact. You know what's fun, Brian? I saw a ton of ooh, that was sliding off. When I was at SCAD doing the Comics Art Forum, which was super cool, one of the biggest things with it was I saw so many students doing work on iPads. It's becoming a way more popular thing to do. Ooh, that's off. Yeah. And I can't fault them for it either. It looks like a super good way to do it. I think they kind of figured out that pen and stylus technology. As soon as they made it like pressure sensitive, it's pretty cool. How do you like it? Like, I'm working on a Cintiq monitor, so I'm working on the big, professional, ridiculous version of it, but nothing saying that the iPad's the wrong way to do it. Just barely off. You know what's funny? I actually had a Cintiq pad, almost like the iPad, and I bought it for a lot of money, and I don't use it because it just didn't feel right to me. It felt limiting in a way. It was very strange, and I was very upset with myself for not using that thing. But it is a very powerful tool that basically runs like a full operational computer. Yeah, that's part of the problem. I'll tell you honestly, if you're perfectly capable of doing the work and you don't have to spend thousands of dollars on it, then why bother? Oh yeah, this is coming together. Like, because of my freelance work, the monitor, all the paint, all my art supplies, they're all tax deductible. So it works out pretty nicely for me. Maybe for you too, man. I mean, if you're doing art for your own business, you may be able to write that off as a deduction. Alright, I'm going to use this as my barometer for dark color. Yeah, kid, via the business. Tax deduction. cool, man. Yeah, I plan on doing a buttload of write-offs this year if I can. Actually, very interested in doing art prints. That's going to be a question I start asking around, is if people are interested in hitting that. Not of a lot of my old stuff, mind you, but the new ones. Oh, cool. Well, we'll see, man. Panda Cult's keeping me pretty busy right now, but, you know, if things keep kind of rolling slow. Oh, I totally get that. Trust me. I run a business too. Money is a problem. Not all the time. We're actually doing okay right now, which is nice, but... Hey man, if you can do the artwork yourself, that's cost savings big time right there. I mean, hell, on our first Wander game, I'm pretty sure I saved us a grand total of $40,000. And that was just on artwork and graphics alone. Yeah, man. You should never overextend yourself. Work well within your means. Work the business as a hobby. Do not overplan. Do not over guesstimate things. Yeah, it was ridiculous savings. I kind of want to pull that maneuver, and then we'll go over here. Well, man, when you're making a big box board game, every freaking penny counts. And I mean, don't get me wrong, it's not like we didn't have our own issues that we had to deal with too, but you know, luckily it all paid off. Saving $40,000 in art, yeah, kind of makes a little bit of a difference. See, all you got to do, Brian, is you got to trick an artist into working with you as a partner. Then that's how you generate profit. I'm just kidding. Although I've had a lot of people try and do that to me. Do you want to be a partner on this project? Will I get paid? Well, not until the project kicks off, then no. I do not want to do that. I got bills, man. Can't work on things as a passion project anymore. What? I think I can do this line better. Yeah. That one. You're running a business. You absolutely tricked yourself. We all did. We all did. So here's the thing I discovered, Brian. And I don't know, you may agree with me, you may not. When I did that little line of miniatures a while ago, that turned into what we are now. Thanks, man. When I did that line of miniatures a long time ago, thing I was trying to do was I was kind of trying to prove a point to myself. And that point was, can I make more art doing, or can I make more money doing art for myself than for a major company? I think I watched Mantic Games make $15,000 off of one of my art pieces in like 2 hours via Kickstarter, and I was just like, shoot. So I did my own little experiment, and technically by the end of it, I did end up making more money off of the Wander miniature line than I did off of my own artwork. But there's a catch. The amount of time it took me to do everything else on that project, pack them up, get things sculpted, pay for everything, all that stuff, that ended up costing me more than if I had just been working on freelance artwork for other companies. And I know it's all about growth and whatnot, but it was still an interesting lesson to learn. Do one more thick line here. Sometimes it's just about using your skills in the most appropriate, intelligent way. Oh, I'm going to do this underneath. By the way, Brian, this character is not my design. Well, it's technically my design, but this is a fan of Wander who wanted a commission done. Really cool guy. I like him a lot. But he always had an idea for this kind of dragon protector warrior type, and I was like, sure, I can do a commission of that. Sounds fun. Like, I'll do whatever kind of freaking commission you want of a character. Doesn't necessarily have to be canon, but it could be canon for you. I mean, hell, I'm not the cops. Who am I to put a limitation on someone's creativity? You know, if I remember right, Brian, I think we've talked about this before. You starting up Midnight Heroes. I'm glad that's been going for you, man. Well for you, man, too. Nobody draws feet. They really don't. I don't know why nobody draws feet, but they don't. They don't like it. Listen, man. Go at whatever pace the business dictates. It's kind of what happened with us with Panda Cult. After that Shovel Knight Kickstarter, like, soon as... Yeah, ReaperCon's a bummer. I'm waiting for Gen Con to make their announcement. I'm sure it's coming any day now. I don't want it to be down, but Gen Con is like 10K in sales for us. So, that'd be a bummer. Yeah, after we did, what was it? After we did Wander, people started recognizing us and being like, hey, you guys can make games. So we picked up a project from IDW to design Ghostbusters Men in Black, and then we moved over to Shovel Knight. And I mean, we designed Wander in like a year and a half, and then we designed those two games in about a year total within the same time frame, and it just was brutal. And this whole coronavirus thing has been a terrible, terrible thing globally, but it's also helped us slow down and reevaluate a lot of things, which has been really cool. Oh man, that's a bummer. Well, maybe ReaperCon will do an online thing, or you can do an online sale for it, potentially. You could almost set up the minis, like, maybe don't put them on sale, but do free shipping in the US and just eat that cost, but maybe a decent way of kind of recouping. I don't know if that's something you've considered. Probably you do run a business. Do the Reaper Cant sale. Like Origins rescheduled to October, and we're trying to find ways to kind of recoup those costs too. Yeah, man. There's nothing saying not to. Start pushing like a marketing plan for doing like Reaper Cant, and especially if you're like a known presence there, you may be able to make some sales back. Like we did Adepticant and made some sales. It didn't equal what we would have made at Adepticon proper, but we're also a small fry in the grand scheme of things, so. Sure, man. That's smart. I can see it. Oh yeah, he's coming out cool. God, I forgot how much I like Linework sometimes. Adepticon's a cool show, man. It's been pretty good for us. Just because there's a big painting community there, you know, it probably wouldn't be a terrible show for you to look into. You know, there's nothing saying you need to get a big booth there, but you can get something smaller, see if people are interested. All I know is Adepticon's been a great show for us. I get that, man. Trust me, I get that. Last year we were planning on going to like, I can't even remember how many conventions. All I know is there was a ton. It got to a point where I had to put my foot down and be like, I can't do this. I have a job outside of all of this. Like, this is great and it's paying us decent money, but I straight up couldn't do it some days. Yeah, I understand that. I have some friends who are teachers, and yeah, they kind of want you locked down there, don't they? I imagine with the whole coronavirus shutting down schools and stuff too, I imagine as an educator it's probably going to be an even rougher time once all the stuff is kind of set and taken care of, because there's going to probably be a lot of catch up. Pretty sure I can hear one of my dogs snoring somewhere in the house. She's a big girl, so I get it. Oof. So my sister-in-law is a she's like getting higher up in the teaching stuff. Like she's getting into like special educate, or not special education, special ed. But she's getting into like very specific teaching stuff. I think she's like math professional or something. I can't remember. Anyway, she's been telling me about all this online stuff, and it has got to be a nightmare to deal with from the IT side of things, because you got people who have a limited exposure to that kind of stuff to begin with, and I'll snap. Tell you what, I will be right back. Excuse me. Okay, sorry about that. Mainstream. Yeah, I get that you would hate it, man. I'm sure it is not fun to deal with at all. I mean, I'm constantly surprised, and don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to like talk trash about a bunch of people from my generation whatsoever, but I find it constantly surprising that there's people who don't know how to do things like cook, or sew a button on, or navigate via a map, or build something simple with tools, or have a basic mechanical understanding of things. So I can't imagine being in IT in education when all this stuff hits, and they're like, "Oh, well, we'll just teach these kids from home," and then you're sitting there going like, "There's a lot of people, again, similar people who don't know how to cook or sew a button on, and then suddenly they're being requested to like teach kids online. No way, no freaking way." It's got to be frustrating because there's got to be very capable teachers out there who are also staring at their coworkers who are floundering, not understanding what's going on. I know a lot of schools have already canceled for the rest of the school year. I can only hope that happens with a lot of places. Take that away. You know what? I don't like this line. I'm going to get rid of that. Yep. As my hand makes squeaky noises against my monitor. Oh, well, we're closing in on a really good territory. I try to be astute, Brian. I try to be astute. It doesn't always work. My wife is brilliant, and around her, I feel like I'm just a child. That's really weird. Why is it doing that? Oh, it's something with the texture of this brush. Weird. Whatever. Oh yeah, kind of need the lines to understand what I'm doing. It would be useful. Yeah, man, but more power to you. I mean, I feel like the IT crowd, because I don't know if you knew this or not, but I actually worked in IT, not like you. I worked in IT from like a survey standpoint. Like I was going around in schools in the Atlanta public school system, and I found stuff and I cataloged it because they were missing a bunch of IT equipment, like $13 million, or no, not 13, $40 million of lost IT equipment, and I had to go find it. But I feel like IT is like the trucker of the technology field, because or the trucker of the business field, because basically without IT, most of our modern day systems don't work. And without IT support, most of the modern day systems don't work. And like IT, if you don't, if things are working, you don't pay attention to it. If things are working, you're going, well, why are we paying you to do this? Whereas if things aren't working, then all of a sudden it's like, well, why are we paying you to do this? You're supposed to keep things working. It's a catch-22. But I feel like it's an underappreciated value. Kind of like how truckers are. Truckers are the lifeblood of this country, keeping things up and operational. And you know, I try to make sure that when I'm driving by them on the road, I try not to piss them off because they're driving a giant vehicle and I'm not. So what I'm saying is, at least some of us appreciate your efforts, Brian. I've had a variety of jobs, man, trust me. you get to a point where you start appreciating people working on the bottom end of things. Like when I was being a background extra, when I had chance to work in the Marvel films as a background idiot on Ant-Man, which deserves no fanfare. Like I literally, you're welcome. I literally was a prop with legs, and I was paid trash to walk around in a suit in the background. It makes you appreciate those guys, the people working on films and the background workers and all that stuff, because those dudes are getting paid nothing, and they're a main reason why a lot of films are looking as good as they do. Can't have a business scene without a bunch of bodies and suits. And also the production guys that work on that stuff, Jesus, I mean, they're working on set 16 hours a day, like barely getting 2 hours of sleep a night. I think my music stopped again. How dare it? Sitting here trying to draw on stuff, and they're just not doing what we need to do. Okay, so I believe... Oh no, not done yet. Gotta draw this eyeball. And one of my personal favorite things to do, once it's all said and done, I'm here with a white brush. Actually, I may be able to like... Yep. All right. Oh, the line art stage is done. Oh, no, I missed something. Because, of course, I did. Lord. I'm actually going to probably cut the stream short a little bit today. I know I missed it yesterday because of the electrician, but I'm trying something new. I feel like the 3-hour run is kind of, you know, people tune in and tune out, and that's totally fine, but I feel like the 3-hour run is a little long. 2 hours is a little bit shorter and sweeter, and I can kind of get the things done I need to get done in these batches. Like today, I was only at it for about an hour and 45 minutes, and look what I did. Boom. Not bad. But yeah, keeping it short and sweet. That way next time I can work on shadows and get that done. And that should be good to go. But yeah, I think I am gonna kind of call this done for now. Prepare your eyes. God, so bright. All right, I'm gonna put this as my commission Linework. Oh God, it's so brutal against a white background. Anyways, yay. But I think for now the piece is, oh God, it's doing this thing. What's happening? It's freezing. No. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. Since Photoshop is freaking out, we're gonna just shut it all down and reopen it back up, hopefully. Don't do this to me. Not at the end. We're so close. We're so close. Thank you, Brian. I appreciate it. Oh yeah, Photoshop is freaking out. Enjoy that Studio Ghibli background. That is my desktop background. I have no affiliation. Are you freaking kidding me? Sure, why not? Good Lord. Thanks, Adobe, for having something pop in. I swear, they make your program get jacked up, so you have to save and exit. So they're little like updated things. Yes, I've read and continue. Great, thank you. They like jack your stuff up just so specifically. What? Sure, I'll sign out of things. Wonderful. Oh my god, what is happening? All right. You know what? I'm gonna call the stream for now just because I'm having fun last minute technical difficulties. Are you gonna stay open? Are you gonna do it? We're gonna be fine. Oh my god. Great. Wonderful way to end the stream with a bunch of technical issues. Well, that's it. I'm going to call it because I feel like that's a horrendous way to actually end this thing. Um, but short term, Brian, thanks for tuning in. I really do appreciate it. It's super awesome to have friends and other people kind of tune in and watch this thing for a while. Even though I'm pretty sure for most of the stream I had like 0 viewers, but you build up over time. I am on, if you guys, anybody who comes and watches this after the fact on YouTube, you can track me down on YouTube via my username, FoleyFoley1234. Yes, I made it in high school. Just kept it rolling. But yeah, FoleyFoley1234 on YouTube. You can catch all the videos and recordings of this stuff. I'm also on Instagram and Facebook as Art of HF. Follow me on there, throw in a like and subscribe. That'd be great. I'm also on Twitch as Heathosaurus Art, so HEATHASAURUS Art. Yeah, but that's it. I've made good progress today. I will report this in to my commission person who I need to give this to, who's Tristan, who's been great. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So thank you so much for tuning in, Brian, and watching. For everyone else who actually gets a chance to dip in, this has been great. Next stream is going to be on Tuesday from 1 to 3. Next Tuesday from 1 to 3, which today's the 1st. Next Tuesday is going to be the 5th, so tune in on the 5th from 1 to 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to watch more goodness of me doing artwork. Yeah. But until then, thanks for tuning in and hanging out. And until next time, have a good one, guys. Wash your hands, stay safe.